Success is the progressive realization of a worthy ideal.
I'm going to show you how great I am.
All right, so ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, this is Njabulo James on the NJ podcast, where we talk with people from all walks of life about my favorite tagline, which is success is the progressive realization of a worthy ideal. That means you're going after what you've always wanted to go after, and not because somebody else is forcing you to do so, or you're being pressurized, because that is the only way that you can really live a fulfilled and a happy life. And we talked with people who from all walks of life. We talk to entrepreneurs, we talk to philosophers, dancers, entertainers, people who are beautiful, people who are strong, and people who are great, because I only have great people on my show. And this is episode number 14. And on the show today, I have a friend. She owes me a lot. Chief. Wow. I have a friend on the show, a very good friend of mine. Like we met, when was it? Was it 8 years ago?
Yeah, 2012.
Yeah, 2012. She was at War. You stayed at Walker House. Walker House. Fantastic. I had so many great memories there. But anyway.
I didn't even know this.
You didn't know this?
No.
Oh, God. What? I never mind. Let me
okay.
Let's get into it. All right, cool. So she is a very good friend of someone who's very talented, and sent me a very fantastic bio. But you say I'll read the first 2 paragraphs. Yeah. All right, cool. And I'm gonna read it in her voice, not mine. Okay. My name is Kim Mkhushulwa, and she's a 27-year-old dancer and performer. She matriculated at St. Mary's and graduated at Rhodes University in 2017. She has been a performer since she was in primary school. She grew up in an environment with children from diverse schools and backgrounds, where they would just dance for fun, you know. When she was in high school, she grew up from friends from artistic schools, such as the National School in the Arts, NSA. Wow, it was a great school, man. And having studied drama at her own school, so one of the good things for her, she went to a private school. And then she took a bus, and this enabled her to make friends that dance hip-hop at their various schools, you know. No wonder you're so good at it. Like, from such a young age, you've been popping and locking, you know.
Yeah, that's right.
And she was introduced to dance crews and hip-hop culture whilst being introduced to physical theater in school. And she's learned a lot of technical aspects of dance and physical expression with practicals. Oh, physical expression. Whilst having learned the skills involved in hip-hop dance, such as pop and lock, which she enjoyed the most. And then she ended up auditioning for a dance crew in grade 9 because she had friends on bus that would always talk about being in a dance crew, you know, the Jabberwockies type of stuff, you know. And it intrigued her, and she decided to try it out. And when she made it, she learned how to dance like the other male dancers in the crew Eclipse. You don't have to tell me more about the guys Eclipse. So, like, their name sounds familiar, but I can't really. Yeah. I remember hearing about the repertoires, but anyway, because the form of dance required everyone to dress and dance identically at the various dance competitions and events they performed at, and she was the only female on the crew at that time. We're going to get into that, and this is how she learned to pop properly, even though it took hours and hours and hours of practice, and she finally got it because of the support of other crew members. She is someone who's fantastic. The first time I saw her dance, I'm like, yo, if I ever had a music video, I want her on my show. I want her I'm shooting a music video with her. So Kim, thank you very much for making the time to join me.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, so over and above the bio that we read out. Okay, so just who is Kim and why is Kim?
Well, it's actually not an easy question to answer.
That's why I asked it.
Yeah, because I'm a very multifaceted person. Like, I'm not just one type of person. I have such a diverse background. I'm constantly trying to immerse myself in other cultures, and not even just cultures, just, you know, around different types of people.
Yeah.
That's mainly because I enjoy learning from others. I love giving my knowledge. It's a really nice exchange, and I can literally mold myself into pretty much anything. I can speak pretty much anyone's language, not literally language, but I can speak
I was about to, like,
anyone's
if I come up and start speaking Mandarin, can you speak Mandarin?
No. But that's also why, even in my dancing and my expression, I speak a language that everyone understands without, it's not just one language, it's all physical and we all experience that. But at the same time, I'm quite intellectual. I like having intellectual conversations. I like educating other people as well. Yeah. Considering my background, because for undergrad, my majors were psychology and drama. So obviously I had like that whole psychology side, and then also with, you know, the majors that you have to do at Rhodes, sociology, anthropology, history, classics. I did existential conversations. So my mind is like, and then post-grad I did commerce. So I'm just like, I don't know. That's why I say the who and why is Kim. Yeah. It's just me, and I'm always myself. And I think that's what a lot of people really like about me. If I want to do something, I do it. If I don't want to do something, I don't do it unless it's worth it. Yeah. You know. But nonetheless, I am an elder sister I have like 5 siblings. 5 siblings. 5 siblings.
Do you even remember all their names?
Yes, and I see them quite often.
Is it?
Like, yeah, because they're on 2 different sides. So on my mom's side, I've got 2. My mom's side, I've got 3. My dad's side, I've got 2. Yeah. So I'm that as well. I was like the first to go to university, so they look up to me. But at the same time, I'm a creative, and it's just fun. I mean, even my sister is a rapper, and she's doing very well.
She's a rapper. Yes. What's your sister's name?
Gabby Moyes.
Gabby Moyes.
Yeah, she's coming up. You guys will hear from her soon.
You know what I should do? I should interview her first and be like, I got her before anybody knew. So that later on I can make some coinage.
Yeah, and she would be keen. Yeah. But, you know, even I was in her music video. So yeah, let me not sway away from the question. Yeah. But that is me. I'm just everything. I can be everything. Well, most things, actually.
You can be most things, not everything. Most things, well, hey, you can't be everything,
Yeah, but I adapt, and that's also something I learned through my dance and is expressed through it as well.
All right, cool. Who's the best dancer of all time? Let's get into it. I'm just fascinated by that one question. Who's the best dancer of all time?
It sounds cliche.
I'm not going to say, well, Michael Jackson's a god, so let's...
I was going to say him, and I'll tell you why. It's because when... It's because when I had started dancing in the dance crew, like, the guys would watch the Michael Jackson performances at like the Grammys and stuff, and he always had a full performance. Yeah. It was artistic. It wasn't just hip-hop. He was telling stories as well. Yeah. And I will never ever forget that Smooth Criminal music video. Yeah. The one that he performed. I think it was the 1994 something awards.
Was that when he was wearing a black suit? Do you have a black suit?
Yes. Oh yeah. Yes, and then but Michael Jackson is obviously the top. But another one sounds cliche, but Chris Brown.
Chris Brown. Oh, come on.
He always pulls through. Like, he can adapt to anything, and that's why he's the best dancer for me. He's just like MJ. Well, not the same, but they
were similar. Yeah. I mean, like Chris Brown's talent is unmatched. Like, exactly. I mean, like when he was breaking out with I stopped following him when I think around 2010. That's when I like fell off following him, but like his early career, from what I remember, which is like a long time ago, it was absolutely amazing. Like with 15 and popping off and doing all the moves that he was doing there, I'm like, what is going on here?
Yeah. He's just, you know, he's a good artist, and I can respect that of him. And so that's why I think he is also.
You think Chris Breezy? Like, what about Beyonce as a dancer? Well, you've talked about males. What about female dancers?
My favorite female dancer is actually Tiana Taylor.
Tiana Taylor.
Yes.
I haven't heard of her.
Really?
No, I haven't heard of her. I know it's probably sacrilege. But
oh my gosh, you need to see her videos.
That's why I do this podcast, so that I can learn. You know?
Do you remember Kanye West's song? It's playing in my head now, but
the actual song is not coming through. Yeah.
Where he's got this dancer dancing around like this room. It looks like a gym or something.
Yeah.
That's Tiana
That's
Taylor,
Tiana
but
Taylor.
she's also a singer and like she's an actual, she's an artist. So she has her own music and she dances very well in her videos. The latest one is like on a Michael Jackson tip as well. Like you need to
That's
see
sacrilege. How dare you compare him to the great MJ?
But still, like, and she does it different. Like she's not trying to be him. It's women.
Yeah.
Chilling on chairs and they're dancing, they're wearing the Michael Jackson socks and shoes, doing the moves, but they're all in different colored coats. Like she's in yellow, there's red, there's blue. It's so slick. She's just slick. I love her.
Is it?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Name me another one. So we have this balanced out. So you've named 2 great male dancers. Give me 2 great female dancers.
I gave you Tiana Taylor.
Yeah.
Who else?
How do you rate Beyonce's technicalities when it comes to just dancing?
Oh, technically, yes. She's a great performer.
Yeah, great performer. But not is she a good pure just a dancer. And I'm not talking about the performance overall, because she's like one of the greatest performers since Mike. But like it's just in terms of a pure technique. How would you rate that?
In terms of her, like you can see what a true born dancer is.
Yeah.
And that's something like Chris Brown is. You've seen him from young and it's a part of you.
Yeah.
She can move. And then her techniques, like her technicalities, are very drama method, like they're performance-y.
Okay.
So like I don't see her as she can freestyle and battle me.
I
see her as a performer and a dancer. So that's why like she works for her music and her stuff. It just doesn't, it's not what I see as like dance. She's like those studio hip hop girls that are good though. She's good, like you can see, but
not
I don't
a purist,
think
because like you're more of a purist. If I were to box you and if I were to categorize you, I put you more as a purist, as a dancer. Like like you've actually studied the art and the craft, because there's a difference between, let's say. I've been obsessed with this sport for a while, for bodybuilding. I've been obsessed with bodybuilding, trying to look like a Greek god myself. I'm not there yet. I'm gonna get there. It's progressive. So there's a difference between the art of bodybuilding versus someone who goes to the gym. There, when it comes to bodybuilding, there's way that you lift the weights, your diet, your rest, everything is so scientific, and it's like a pure art, versus someone who goes to the gym to look good. They're two totally different things. So that's why I see you more as like the purist type of person.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, cool. So what age did you start blazing the dance floor?
I think I was like, it depends, because my friends and I used to like make dance routines after school.
Okay.
And we would dance to like Boom Shaga and all these things. So I was very into like Kwaito and all these things.
Yeah.
And so that's when we'd start dancing, and then we would also like perform for our friends and our parents. And then I got to, I think, grade 5.
Yeah.
I only learned about hip hop and R&B when I was in grade 5.
So what, they were like 9, 10?
Yeah,
around there,
11,
8, 9, 10.
Somewhere there, those ages. And there was a drama play, random, I don't even know why I joined it, because it wasn't my thing. Like drama and all these things are not my thing. I was an academic, I went home, I chilled with my friends at home, and I danced to Kwaito.
Yeah.
So now there's drama, and I'm like, okay, let me do it.
Yeah.
Then I ended up performing, singing or whatever. Then I was like, oh, this is cool. Got to grade 6, I met this friend. She moved to South Africa from America.
Yeah.
We became very close, and we started dancing together, like to Sierra and all these things. And then I'd go to a place after school and we would rehearse.
1-2 step,
Yes, I think we had a 1-2 step dance routine.
Okay, yeah.
Like, and she was American, so I found it cool. And then I got to high school, and then I started being introduced to dance crews. I auditioned, I made it, and then, I don't know, it's all just been natural for me. And it was just fun. But I didn't realize that in this whole process, I was learning quite a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I learned quite a lot about what? About the actual dancing, or learning a lot about yourself, learning a lot about hip hop. Yeah. Or what were you learning a lot more about?
I was learning more about different types of dance, and I just went with the flow with each one. Like, I didn't say I'm strictly this or I'm strictly that. I was just like, I think I can do this, and then I'd go in and I'd do it, and I'd practice though. So and then the different types of dance that I did, the different people I surrounded, the different environments that I was doing those different dances in as well, just kind of all influenced it. So when I look back, I'm like, geez, I've come a long way now that I'm talking about it. But it's been a fun journey, I must say.
So so how easy was it for you to discipline yourself to practice the dancing, because you actually loved it? Was it a tough thing, or was it a very easy thing for you to do?
It was easy because I always looked forward to it. It was but that was with the dance crews, it was easier. So it's like after school, I'm like, yes, I'm going to dance with the crew. We're going to do a routine. This is fun. And then there was the actual, when I was in the dance crew, when I was doing physical theater in high school, that's when it was like, it used to get tough sometimes. Like rolling on the floor and like holding your core and all these things. And I was just like, oh my word, this is just crazy. But because I had that hip hop aspect, my teacher then was also willing to incorporate it, but she molded me in such a way that I had to have some physical theater aspects. I can be myself and add my flows, but it has to be a physical theater piece. And then when I got to Rhodes, one of my first tutors for physical theater, she was hectic. Her name's Mkhushulwa. Hectic. She's good. She just jumps around. She can do anything. And now I'm in first year. She's having auditions for her honors choreography, or was it third year choreography, one of the two. And she's like, during our tat, she comes up to me, and this time I'm struggling. I'm like, oh, this is so lame. I hate physical theater. She's like, Kim, don't you want to audition for my piece? I was like, your piece? Never. No. She makes you jump in the air. Like, I was like, this is not me. Hip hop, I'm down here. I just Here, no. And then floor, no. Those were not my things. So I auditioned and I made it, and I was like, whoa. Then, like, I was in. The people she had in there were like people that did ballet and actual like honors students, third year students. I was in my first year. And she wanted me to add hip hop, but I had to do some things. I had to flip. I had to be. I had abs for days. My abs were lit. They were lit. So, it was also that. So that's when when dance became difficult. But like at the end, once I'd got it and I was able to mold it to fit me, then it was beautiful. Like I had this solo in her piece. So there were bodies, like there was a projection in the background. It was dark on stage. Projection in the background of us dancing in the location in Grahamstown. And then I was dancing with all the other dancers, and we're moving around, and there wasn't a spotlight yet. So we do this move, and we all like kind of bang and land, and everyone's at a diagonal. And then everyone else slowly starts moving back, and then I stayed in the center. And then she put a spotlight on me, but not on me. There was just a spotlight, actually. I was right behind it. Instead of me having to dance in the spotlight and flow and do my things, she asked me to dance around the spotlight, right around the circumference, and I must flow and move around that circle at the same time. And then I'm doing that, and I have to keep going, and I have to keep going, and I'm like, this is crazy, but I'm flowing and I'm going and I'm going and I'm going, and then bah, everyone lands, and then I land in the spotlight, and then the light comes up. Oh my word! I was just like, now I see what this is. So that's why, like,
what was that moment of realization when you were in that moment? Like, what did you like? Okay, well, what light bulb moment did you have?
I think also everyone else's energy, because like when you're dancing, you can't just dance, you have to be in it. And if you're not in it, then that's the language that you're going to speak to other people. So also the impact of because we had to lean back.
That's actually quite a deep line. If you're not in it, that's the language you're going to speak to other people.
Oh yeah.
Bars.
Yes, that is true.
Bars. Yeah,
that's true. That's true. So it was just cathartic, and that's what I love about dance. It's those moments where, and it was the impact and the stillness, and just knowing that we caught everyone's attention. Yeah. And that's why I said, like, people used to ask me, someone asked me why I love dancing or something, and I said it's because I can catch anyone's attention no matter what. No matter what they're doing. If I'm on stage, I got you, and I will have you for quite some time, for as long as I want.
She ain't lie. I'm a witness. She ain't lying.
Yeah, for as long as I want to grab your attention.
That's powerful, though.
And it's powerful.
Yeah.
And it might be a bit like power hungry, or like, but
no,
I love
might be. You're a megalomaniac when it comes to dance. Admit it, Kim. Admit it.
So that's my
It's not necessarily a bad thing.
Yeah, so it's like, I'm like, okay, I got control. It's my control thing.
Yeah, it's your control thing.
Yeah, and it's nice because no one's losing here. You're being entertained.
Yeah.
When you're done here, I didn't use you. You didn't use me. We just helped each other.
We just helped each other out.
You know?
I think I'm gonna start using that approach. I'm like, listen, like when I start giving mega speeches, I'm like, listen, you didn't lose anything. I didn't use you.
Exactly.
You didn't use me. It's a mutual thing.
Exactly.
That's good.
That's right.
That's amazing. Wow. Trying to go into this. So, what has dancing taught you most about yourself? Because I don't see you being so passionate about it if you're not learning something about yourself. As someone said to me, regarding whether it's a profession or it's something that you're doing, whether you're playing a game or you're around a specific person, you're doing a certain thing, it's not the thing that you love doing, but it's the person that you become when you're doing the thing that really ignites the fire. So what does dancing reveal about yourself to yourself, and who do you become?
Oh, well, who do I become when I dance?
Yeah, who do you become, and what do you learn about yourself?
What do I learn about myself? Okay.
I think that's what I become.
That's right. I told you.
Yeah.
But I think I think especially considering also the big sister thing.
Yeah.
Like you end up being the big sister, black female, first one in university, coming out, working for myself, doing those, earning my own income.
That is no pressure whatsoever.
Yes, so
None.
that, exactly. So that in its own, creates a kind of emotional barrier.
Yeah.
Often, because you have to be stronger. And it also then sometimes plays out in relationships and stuff like that. And that's why, dance is my biggest form of expression. It's the only one that I feel I can do honestly.
Honestly?
Yes.
So in other areas of life you are putting some form of a mask?
Not really. It depends. I myself, I'm not able to normally vocalize myself, vocalize my feelings my feelings.
So if someone makes you angry,
I'm a physical person.
You hit them.
Yeah. No, I don't hit them.
GPV.
No. I don't hit anybody.
You don't hit anybody.
No,
you
but
just shake them really hard.
Oh my gosh.
I'm kidding. I'm joking. Yeah. So
I keep it in. the minute I talk, like I just lose my words.
You lose your words. Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
I'm really not good
So
at.
you're kinesthetic, what means like your expression comes through.
Yes,
the
physically,
physical.
and that's what dance does for me. So that's why it's so expressive. Like,
So if I make you angry, you'll be like, just wait a minute, Jabuno. Give me 10 minutes. She'll go to a room and just like
dance
put
it
on some
out.
comp music,
Yes,
and go
right?
dance it out, and come back. I'm like, right now, let's have a conversation. Is that how it would play out?
Not really, but
Not
yeah,
really,
yeah,
okay.
yeah. But yeah,
It's more
I'm
colorful what I thought about. Yeah.
But it does happen. Like
uh-huh.
there was a video I posted where I was like, I was very angry this day, and if you watch it, you will see that I was angry.
Yeah.
But it looked so beautiful. It was so beautiful.
Yeah.
And that's how it is. So
Yeah.
that's one thing that dance taught me, was that. But also it taught me, I don't know, it's this physical thing. Like I just I know and I can feel my body.
Yeah.
You know, I can feel when I walk upright, like, and it's now natural. It's embedded in me. I sit upright.
So you sit up, yeah.
Yeah.
Not hunched like I'm doing. Yeah. Sit upright, yes, with your posture up.
Yeah,
yes.
you know.
Shoulders
when
back.
I talk, you know.
So
So yeah, you know, and then when I have to, you see. So
yeah.
it's also done that for me, so I feel myself. So yeah, it's created a very lovely physical connection that I have with my body.
That's very good.
That not many people have.
Yeah. Well, not many people have. Yeah, well, that's amazing that you express your emotions and frustrations and happiness and joy and anger through dancing. You know.
No, come on. I also well, it's physically. It doesn't have to be dancing. Like my face. Yeah, you see, when I'm mad, you can see it. My face says it. I don't even have to say anything.
Like, yeah, she's gangster right now. She's there, yeah. So like, also, just chat about like, you know, you did physical theater and drama and the arts. I did so in high school myself. And then when I got to Rhodes, I went the commerce route, but then I'd still hang out with the art heads and the drama guys,
the drama kids,
and the drama kids, the cool kids, yeah.
At the drama department.
Yes, yeah. I got high on life with with the philosophy kids. So I'm very artistic. I love art. I see everything as an art. A podcast is art. Writing a book is an art. Speaking is an art. However, for all the guys out there who love art, who love arts and culture and drama and dancing and philosophy and contemporary, there is a stereotype that because you do that, you're not necessarily masculine, or you're homosexual, but sometimes that's not the case.
Yeah, that's
so.
true.
What is your take on that? Because I mean, you say you've got a young male says this is what I love to do. Listen, Kim, I love dancing, I love contemporary, I love drama. However, I'm afraid of the stigma, whatever stigma is attached to it, to going and doing speaking and doing all these things that are quote unquote artistic. What advice would you give to a young boy like that?
I would tell him to, it's really, I think also because when you're an artist or when you're a performer and you're performing with other people especially, they become your family and they catch you in a routine. So these are people that you really, really trust. And despite who you are, you know who you are and they know who you are. What the audience thinks or says doesn't matter over what your art speaks. Because really it does. It really, 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 it sounds so silly or so simple when I say this, but it really, really, really doesn't matter. And that's not the case. I have danced with various males that are straight. Those are, they are gay ones, they are straight ones, they are like, everyone is just a body. And that's also another thing you need to realize. You're just a body there. So your male body does, your masculine body does what it needs to do. The feminine body does what it needs to do. When they're together, they do what they need to do. And that's what matters. Like everything else really, I mean, the only people that would have something to say about that is ignorant people that don't appreciate art, because then they're not looking at your art, they're looking at your sexuality. Then why are they there? Like, go look at sexuality in the club or something. Like, this is an art piece.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, so I think it's honestly, no one actually cares.
Yeah, no one actually cares.
Yes.
At the end of the day.
At the end of the day.
Why do you say no one actually cares? You could just qualify that a bit more.
Actually.
Yeah, actually.
Oh,
yeah.
it's because sometimes we put emphasis on things that people don't worry about or care or think about at all. It's just that gaze, you know, that we always feel like people are watching us or thinking this about us, but they actually, life is too busy. We're living in a world of technology and a lot of distractions. You're the last person on someone's mind.
well, hopefully not if that person.
Well,
like
if it's a
family,
romantic or family, yes. But like strangers, like, trust me. I saw this. What were we doing? I think it was in Existential Conversations.
Yeah.
They played this video of what was it? I think it was like, there was a hobo or someone chilling outside by the stairs, begging for food, and it was just a normal group of people. So he's begging for food, but it was a, what do they call these? Where they, forgot the word. When they go into public spaces and act out like.
Oh, a prank, like a public
But not
prank.
a prank, but it's got a word for it. But this is more educational, so it's not a prank, but it's, And so this hobo is chilling outside, begging, and there are businessmen walking by. No one's really paying attention, no one sees him. And then he goes outside a church, and the same thing. No one was watching, only like 3 or 2 out of the people actually stopped to do something about it. And it wasn't that no one cared. I think he had, and then but basically not many people are paying as much attention as you think they are. They are actually worried about other things. People have to rush somewhere, people have to whatever. If someone is worried about your sexuality, then they're probably worried about their own. Ooh. So that's another thing.
if someone's worried about your sexuality, they're probably worried about their own.
Yeah.
So that speaks to, like, I don't know if it's a philosophical concept, I don't even know the word for it, is that people, when someone chastises you or judges you for a certain thing, it's perhaps has absolutely nothing to do with you.
Yes.
But it's absolutely to do with them and their unresolved issues that they are projecting onto you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because if it's always on their mind, there's a reason. I mean, why is it always on your mind?
Go check yourself.
Exactly. No. So that is it. Yeah.
Oh, good. Let's make sure we don't do anything that gets us cancelled. That is one of those ridiculous things I've ever, because I mean, I spent many years of my own life worried about the opinions of other people. I think a lot of people do so, and it's taken me like a long time. It took me I think 25 years. 29 now. It's like 4 years ago. I was like, nah, people really don't care. So if they don't really care, why should I actually care? I used to worry about the opinions of what my mother thinks, or what my dad thinks, or what my brother thinks, or what this girl thinks, or what this guy thinks, or what my professor thinks, all these things. But then when I started realizing, as I started to mature, my executive center kicked in, is that people don't have anything figured out. I don't think people have anything figured out. We're all trudging along. We're all trying to figure this life out together. I don't know if there's anyone who can really call themselves an expert in something, because they're always still trying to figure something out. I used to judge my parents for not knowing things, but they're still people trying to figure things out. I used to judge past girlfriends. I'm like, they're still trying to figure themselves out. You know, you're frustrated with the person. Why are you acting the way I want you to act? But they haven't actually figured themselves out. No, everyone is still figuring this thing out. So then once I took that perspective, I was like, I don't need to worry too much about what they think, because what they think is not going to be the same tomorrow as it is today, and what they think now may not be the same that they're thinking yesterday. So that's where I started caring less I'm still gonna have to be sensitive to other people, of course. You
course.
can't just be that person that's insensitive all the time. But sensitive to other people's feelings, other thing. But at the end of the day, it's just going to be you and you, looking at yourself in the mirror, and be like, how do I live my life today? Yeah. It's actually quite a liberating thing there. You had me going on a rant. Well done. Not a lot of people do that. So, so what was the hardest thing about getting to a point where you felt like you started to master this thing called dancing? What was the hardest hurdle?
The hardest hurdle.
Because to get to as good as you are, it can't be easy.
Yeah.
So what was the hardest thing you had to sort of overcome to get to that point where you're like, okay, I need to overcome this thing so that I can become more of a quote unquote master in dance?
It goes back to when I was in the crew.
Yeah.
There was this one
with the repertoires.
Eclipse.
Eclipse. Oh yeah, sorry, Eclipse. Well, that's the only crew that I heard of.
Of course, it's fine.
They were huge. They were huge back in the day.
Yeah. So there was this one night where we had a performance the next day.
Yeah.
And I think we had only started creating the routine the afternoon before, after school.
So you performed the next day?
Yeah.
Okay, I thought you were performing the same night. I'm like, that's some you got served type of stuff.
I think we have done that. Yeah, we have, but that's like freestyling stuff. But yeah.
Oh, okay.
So this one night, we thought that we'd have this routine figured out, like within the next few hours.
Yes.
No, we went, gone 9, and during that time, that was when I was the only girl, and I had to ask each and every one of them to teach me how to flow.
Okay, so you're gonna have to school me on hip hop and flow. Or what does flow mean?
To flow is like when you flow like water, like just that basic.
Okay. There we go.
That one, yeah. So, yeah, and then, but it was even before that, because every time we'd have to dance the same, as I said, and like our manager was like, Kim, you need to do this thing properly here.
Yeah.
So even when we'd be out when we were out having fun out in the club, actually,
Taboo,
you know,
and Sway,
dude,
and Icon,
yeah,
and Altitude, and all these clubs.
Yeah, so we're in the club, and I would go with my dress, and a song would be playing, and I'd go up to my guy friends, and I'd be like, dude, this flow is killing me. Please teach me now. So I had to like push myself to push them to teach me.
Yeah, yeah.
And there was this one, his name was T, and I actually commented on my video the other time to say that if it wasn't for him, like, I've never flowed so much in my life to make it perfect.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And it was the minute that I just unlocked it, like, I don't know when or how it happened, but it was just a split second where I just got it after going and going and going and trying, and it was just a lot. And from that moment, I think I had unlocked the part of my brain that lets my body do that.
Okay, that is so dancing. This is more of a mental game that I'm seeing, than it is more of a physical thing.
Yeah.
So how important is your mind when it comes to dancing?
It's very important, especially that's why I think dance is the best exercise, especially if you're performing with other dancers and everything. Firstly, you have to move your body, but you have to move your body in that certain technique.
Yeah.
And then you have to, on top of that technique, do the actual dance move. And then after doing the dance move, you have to be aware of the other bodies around you, and that requires you to be aware, fully alert.
Yeah.
So if someone makes a mistake, it's not meant to look like a mistake, and everyone around you is not allowed to let you down.
Okay.
It needs to look like whatever, like it was
part
of the piece.
Performing, you make a mistake. I've heard drama teachers say this, that if you make a mistake, don't say, "Oops, sorry, I made a mistake." Just carry on going.
Yes, exactly.
That's what you do.
Yeah, but if you're busy dancing around and you're moving and someone trips, you have to be aware. You have to be able to jump over them.
Yeah.
That's not part of your routine, but you need to get back into it.
Yeah.
So because it's someone else, you still have to. So your brain is constantly working. But another thing is that, like for my dancing, for example, I freestyle not because I freestyle because it's authentic at that time.
Yeah.
It's real. It's how I'm feeling and what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
So often what I'll do is I'll just decide. I'll be like, okay, today I'm going to dance. And I put my phone there. And then I'm like, oh, outfit, because I need to be presentable. What am I going to wear? Okay. So I dress up, and then the minute my mind is fully immersed in my body, then things happen, magic happens. So I'll often start, I probably record like 3 videos. The first one is often whatever. The second one is dope.
Yeah.
The third one, I'm lazy. I'm done. I'm exhausted. My brain is done. I've expressed and I'm just weighed out. I'm out. So yeah, your mind, your body need to be in sync so that you can do, so that your skill and the technicalities also show. Because you need to, in order for it to be good, you know. It's like proven theories and proven facts of things that you need to do for it to be, you know, very presentable and good. So yeah, definitely the mind, definitely.
So you tell, so like, has there been a time when your mind sort of like let you down?
Yes.
What happened? What happened?
That's the first video I was talking about.
The first video where your mind lets you down.
It's always that one. And then the second, because then I'm thinking too hard about the third one.
Because you're thinking too hard.
Yeah, because then I'm thinking too hard that that one was so dope.
Yeah.
Let me try
and top that one.
And then I just end up flopping, and I'm like, no, this is enough. I'm out.
Yeah. Maybe go sit and have a glass of wine and go chill out, you know.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, there are times where your mind can let you down, especially if you're performing like live and on stage. Just any slip, even like in acting, because I did do drama and I was acting as well. Just lose your character for a split second.
Yeah.
You've lost it. You've lost everything. You've lost the energy, because your energy has to be at a certain level. Everything has to be like, you have to really grab your audience, body, mind, and soul. Yeah. And if you don't, they can see it.
They can see it.
Yeah, they can feel it as well.
Yeah, they can pick up that she's acting, trying to act.
Yeah, you know, you can't say I'm connecting with the audience, and then when you don't, you get shocked when they lose you.
Is it?
Then you're just being... that's contradictory.
So you're talking about, so like I'd like to go back to the moment where you had that breakthrough in your mind, where you finally got to start flowing. It's quite interesting. Like you spent quite a lot of time practicing, working, thinking. I'm sure you probably even journaled about it. Oh Lord Jesus, I didn't learn how to flow today.
12th of February.
I'm sure you thought about it and you were so into it, and so like, I need to flow, and was a dominating obsession in your mind. And then when you finally were able to like make that switch, it was something that was liberating. So like, do you think that it was a result of one moment in time, or was it all that effort that you put in prior to that? So like, what do you think?
I wonder about that sometimes. I'm just like, did I just eventually just, you know, relax? It's like, you know, when you lose a sock and you're searching and you're searching and you're searching, you can't find it, but then the minute you just relax and you're just like, oh, actually I'm over this, there's the sock.
It's called serendipity. I think that's a serendipity. That's when you find something where you weren't really looking for, but it's really important. Well, the sock isn't that important, but yes, similar thing, you know? Yes. Similar thing.
So yeah, it was that, but then I also think it also was the hard work. So I don't know.
You don't know? Okay, so what would you postulate? What would you think what happened? Was it a 50-50 thing? Was it the work that happened all the time?
I think it was, I think it was both.
Yeah.
And I think I had eventually just aligned everything. And I think that was the moment. It's like my chakra was just there. Just
shocker. Oh, yes.
everything just went shoot.
See, this is why we can hang. We talk about weird stuff like this.
Yeah. So I think it was just that's actually what happened. It was like the hard work, yes.
Yeah. So there was a state where it was a point in time where you're like, okay, I'm going to let go, right? I'm just going to be now. Put in the work.
Yeah.
I can't work any harder than this.
Yeah.
Fuck it. I'm just gonna let it go.
And then, shoo, what's up? Okay. Yeah. So I think that's what it was.
And pull through. Yeah. That's amazing. That's amazing. I mean, because I'm learning a lot from you, and from just a pure dancing perspective.
Yeah, I'm glad.
Because it's not about the dancing, but it's about the mindset that goes into it. It's about the sacrifice and dedication. I know this sounds cliched. I know, like, in the motivational speakers, some motivational speakers are like some people don't want to listen to them.
Yeah.
Like, how did you achieve this? Motivation, passion, determination. Okay, we know, but what am I gonna do come Monday? What am I gonna do come Tuesday?
Yes.
But it's sort of like had me thinking quite a lot of these things. So you also mentioned that you did acting.
Yeah.
How different is acting to dancing for you? Is it based in the same type of mindset, or well, there's different disciplines, but like, what is the primary difference for you?
The verbal part.
I forgot that you're like a physical person. So when it comes to like saying your lines and stuff, was that a bit of a struggle for you?
It could be sometimes, but I was so lucky that, like, the drama teachers I've had have been amazing, especially in high school. Like, I have learned some really, really good skills, especially when it comes to speaking or just carrying yourself, pretty much anything, just living as a human being and how to do it to your fullest potential as well. So it was tougher than it was to dance. Oh, but they were both tough, eh? And I'd say they are in the same kind of group or sense, because it's, you know, out there, you're on stage. But this they're both different, but they're both exciting. Because on the other one, you learn a script, but as you learn the script, you learn their characters that are deeper than, you know, you literally have to study a character. You have to become someone else. And you need to walk like them, you need to think like them, you need to breathe like them. But at the same time, there are stage directions that you need to follow. So it becomes fun when it becomes natural. So it's always the technicalities, and then the surface, and then the deeper stuff. So they were both different, but they were both amazing. I enjoyed them all. Like, acting was cool, dance was cool, physical theater was cool, choreography was cool. I think I just like the whole stage factor, and the dressing up, and it's cool, and the lighting is so much fun.
Lights, camera, action. So you're at home right now.
Exactly. This works. You know? I saw the light go on, and I was like, "Hello."
Oh man. Okay. Who's your favorite actor or actress?
My favorite actor or actress?
Yeah.
So silly. My favorite actor is Will Ferrell.
Will Ferrell. He was in Horrible Bosses, right?
Will Ferrell is
he was in Horrible Bosses.
Anchorman, Talladega Nights.
No. That's he's comedic, right?
Yes, comedic.
Yes.
He's my favorite. He is my favorite because comedy is so difficult. And if you can imagine, if you can do comedy, you are a
like
master.
That cat they call Tyson Gubin. I'm gonna find him. I'm gonna bring him on. No one can touch that guy. Eh? Tyson. And I knew him like before he became big. Right?
No, same.
Yeah, jeez.
We're in the drama department together.
That guy is fantastic, eh?
Yeah. But yeah, comedy is tough. So Will Ferrell, and there's slapstick, and there's like, it's like you're human being. Like you're human. Like, you know, people are just stupid, but you're just like, oh, but you're human. Or like, you just do what your body tells you. You're just a human being. Like, he acts. Yeah, he's just the best.
Yeah, okay.
And he's not, like, people don't think of him often, but I do. Like, that is my person.
He acted with one of my favorite comedians, Kevin Hart, in which movie was it? Was we were supposed to go to prison?
Yes, yes.
Was
and
it
then
called Get Hard, eh?
Yes, Get Hard. Yes,
That's
that's Will Ferrell. That is Will Ferrell. He's the best. I love
you just triggered me because I love comedy. I love it. I love it. I
It's
love
amazing.
it. Actually, part of my bucket list is for me to do a comedy set. I just have to do it.
Is it? You really should. I used to hang out with. I used to go to like all the shows like Parker's.
Like Joe Parker. I know Joe Parker.
Yeah, all
and
of
then,
those.
You know Farhan Esat?
No.
He went to, I think he went to Rhodes. I worked with him. He does corporate comedy. Funny guy. I should actually get him on the show as well. Yeah. You know this guy called Trevor Noah.
Yeah, we know him. He's a politician.
Trevor Noah was fantastic. Yeah, so no, that's one thing I love to because I grew up watching.
Yeah.
So for me, how the love for like arts and speaking started for me started with Eddie Murphy.
I knew it. I knew you were
What
going to say
do you mean?
that.
What do you mean?
I knew you were going to say that.
How did you know? Psychic? Are you psychic?
Hey,
Can you read minds?
I've watched Raw and all these shows by Eddie Murphy, but I'm kidding. I just see it in your when you're doing impressions.
Impressions of who? Who am I doing impressions of?
Well, you're just being funny, bro. Just leave it alone. You're just
like
Eddie Murphy vibes.
I actually need to take a introspection because Camille said the same thing. You're saying other people were saying the same thing. It's like,
You
I
see?
you're a bit of a comedian on the side. I'm like, you know. So for me, Eddie Murphy with Delirious, the first game with Delirious. I used to play on my PC. I used to play games on it and just listen to him in the background. Him, Chris Rock. Bernie Mac.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah. You did that? Wow.
Yeah, I did that. Yeah.
Interesting.
So and then I'd stand in front of the TV and just imitate them. That's what I used to do.
Yeah.
So I just imitate them. I'm not going. I even swear as well. My mother would be like, "Where did you learn that?"
I was gonna say like. Because they were swearing.
Yeah, I saw. Yeah. I had a foul mouth. And I was like, I learned it from the TV. I learned it from the computer that you bought me that allowed me to download Eddie Murphy's Delirious and Raw. So that's where it started for me. And then actors they're not write out their lines and then not act out their lines and all these things. And then so that's why when it comes to like speech and drama, just a speech part.
Yeah,
speech and drama part. I love that a lot. So yeah, that's where you just triggered me. Thank you very much for triggering me, Kim. You're touching me on my own studio. How dare you? How dare you?
I'm just speaking.
Yeah. There's power in the words that you speak. Yeah, like that's why the spoken word is very underrated. I think. Yeah, because they say faith comes by hearing and hearing and hearing and hearing. So you gotta hear it over and over and over again.
That's true.
So there's Will Ferrell. Who else is a good actor actress for you?
Oh, actress. Another one. This might sound cliche, but I feel like Charlize does it for me. Like her action movies, she does it. Eon Flux.
Charlize Theron.
Yes.
So
Don't tease her.
I'm not teasing. Me and her are from the same hood, so it's okay. We're both from Benoni, so I can.
Yeah, actually, yeah. But like every time I see her, I'm just like, she just gets better and better. Like she's not cliche. She's not trying to be anybody. Like you can see that she works hard in whatever role that she plays, and that's why
You see her in Monster, eh?
Yes.
Wow.
Like
what a performance.
She changes. Even when she was in the Snow White movie and she was an evil queen, I was like,
was it Maleficent or something?
She was in but she was
not Maleficent. No, Snow White and the Huntsman.
Yes, the Huntsman. She just killed it. And in this latest one,
The Old Guard, eh? You see that one on Netflix?
The Old Guard, yes.
She can't die.
Yes, that one.
She
like
owned
that's,
it, eh?
Like she just kills it every single time.
I was scared of her. I'm like, hey. Yeah, and then also the Fast and Furious movie. She's great. Eh?
She really is. Like she makes me proud. I'm like, okay, well done.
Yeah.
Well done.
She makes me very proud. I'm like, so you see, like the people from Benoni are great, eh?
Yeah.
We always punch above our weight, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, 100%. For me, my favorite actor. There's so many of them. I'm not going to talk about Eddie Murphy and all this. Like, that's difficult. I have a pure emotional connection.
Yes,
to
of
them.
course.
Denzel. You not have Denzel.
Why?
King Kong ain't got shit on me. My nigga. So Denzel. Our first movie I watched of his was he played Malcolm X. He was powerful in that movie. Training Day, The Hurricane, was it Fences that was in as well. So he's just such a great. He's just that's pure talent. For me, Denzel.
He's a purist.
There we go. Yeah, he's a purist. Yes. He's a pure thespian. Denzel. Another a good actor for me. He's become recently. Christoph Waltz. I saw Christoph Waltz. I don't know if you saw Christoph Waltz in Inglourious Bastards
no.
and Django Unchained.
Okay,
yeah,
which one is he?
Yeah,
in
like
Django?
What?
In Django.
Yeah, in Django, he is the guy that goes with the Django to go fair.
I figured.
He was good. I mean, Mkhushulwa Ali has been. I mean,
you can't chart it.
Yeah, Mkhushulwa Ali is really good.
Yeah.
And this might sound very controversial, but his movies that I just enjoyed is Kevin Spacey.
Yeah.
As an actor, I don't know what he did.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't know.
I get you. I do get you.
And House of Cards, and he was very funny in Horrible Bosses.
He's good, man. He is good.
He's amazing. Actress, Viola Davis. She's and then Meryl Streep.
Yeah.
When in Devil Wears Prada, she was so good in that movie.
Yeah.
Yes, I've watched Devil Wears Prada. Come at me. I watched that, and then the Iron Lady. She's like the best female actress of all time for me. I mean, she's got more Oscar nominations than anybody else.
That's true.
So she's my favorite actress. So that's my take on that one. So let's go to and talk about the issue of
okay.
You know what I'm talking about,
Okay.
about being a black female in SA, especially you coming from the arts and you having worked. What are some of the biggest issues that you have faced from your personal perspective, from a perspective of being a black female?
I think it's a bit of it depends on what exactly your question is asking. Like, is it what are the issues I think and see, or like what do I go through? How do I maneuver life as a black woman in South Africa?
So how do you maneuver life as a black woman in South Africa? Because and this is a realization just from just living.
Yeah.
Just being alive.
Yeah.
Is that because of the systemic disadvantages that have been against us, that we have to face from pre-1994 and post-1994, if you are black, you generally have it harder than any other race, generally. And now you're a black female. Now you've got two things that that can be a hurdle for you. You're black and you are female. And generally, I've seen it in entrepreneurship, in business, in the corporate world. Primarily, women are not taken as seriously as they should be, in my opinion, purely because they are female. Yeah. And I thought that was like, you guys are you guys are just talking nonsense. You guys are just being all dramatic about it, but it's real out there. It's real out there. So just approaching, especially with everything that's going on. I mean, with the GBV going in and a woman being killed, and this recent clicks nightmare that just happened. Like, how do you navigate being a black, young black, capable female in SA?
To be honest, dead honest. Sorry, I need to
go ahead.
To be dead honest, it kind of boils down to what you said about the minute you realized that you should stop doing things for people or impressing people or whatever. The minute you learn to become and feel worthy in your skin, I think you stop giving a damn. But that is only in the sense of how people look at me or how seriously people take me. We'll get to the actual serious matters in a bit, but firstly, I carry myself in a manner where I think I am amazing
That's good.
Despite my skin color or whatever. And it might also be because when I open my mouth, people listen. And whether you're white or whatever, and it also comes with the advantage, which is also a sad disadvantage for those who didn't grow up being able to speak English or communicate. You know, it becomes just a tad bit easier to feel yourself because you can back yourself. And I can be speaking Tswana 1 minute, blah blah blah, and then some racist oak comes here and I will speak to him in English. You know, and then I can go back give us Tswana. So, and that's I think that I've seen and I know the beauty of the black being, of a black human being, of the brown, of the... Once I was in the sun. And so I had taken, what's this, Molly, and I was chilling, and it was during the day, the sun was shining bright, and I looked at my skin, and I literally saw gold in my skin. Like, this is not a joke, this is serious.
I wish make this up.
I cried. I cried because I was just, and I kept doing it over and over again, and I put my hand up there and I was like, wait man, it's like there's like little glitters of gold.
I've had that happen. Like it went Super Saiyan for a minute.
I know. I was like, what? This is wild. And I think from then, and that's also why I carry myself like I own this. I speak like I own this. It's because I don't want anyone to ever feel like they have to bring me down just by looking at me and seeing that I'm black and female. You can do that actually when I'm walking towards you, if you want to. But the minute we chat, we're going to have some serious conversations because I'm confident about myself and I'm confident about where I'm from and what I stand for. Everything else that you might think or whatever doesn't matter to me. If you're not for me, then I don't give a damn. You don't make me sleep at night. But onto the more serious matters. It is scary a lot of the time. And it's not even scary per se. It's annoying and it's unfair. You know? I mean, someone was talking about, you know, why can't you just, what? Oh, they were like, don't you sometimes feel like just, you know, getting, oh, it was a guy. He's like, don't you feel like getting into the car? Oh, it was my sister's friend. He actually dropped me off. He's like, don't you feel like sometimes, you know, getting into the car and just driving at night, like on the highway or something? And I was like, oh yeah. And then I was like, no, man, I actually, realistically, I could not do that and feel free and safe as a highway should be feeling. I'm going to be scared of being hijacked and or raped and or killed thereafter. They're like little things I can't do. I can't walk in my hood, even though it's safe. Even if I'm in the safest area, I still can't walk there alone as a female. I cannot hike as a female like most men can do. They're like little things as well where I'm just like, this is so lame. It's so boring. Why can't I walk around with my boobs showing? You know, like...
So why can't you feel safe? Why can't you feel free? You know? Is that what ultimately what the cry is for? It's that. It's like, why? Like, what did I do to you? Like, for you to oppress me like this? Like, just let me be, honestly, because you can be yourself as well. And I really, really think it's stupid. But there's some really, really deeper, there's a lot of other deeper stuff behind all of this. And for me, like, the biggest source of all my issues is patriarchy.
and it's the biggest source of all other men's issues as well. I think it's just
there's no such thing as patriarchy. What are you talking about?
Patriarchy
does not exist. It's just a concept you guys made up to make yourselves feel better. I'm kidding. I'm joking.
Y'all made it.
I'm joking. I'm joking.
But yeah,
just expand more on the whole concept of patriarchy.
It's the root of our problems. It is oppressive to everybody involved. It's oppressive to men, because men are unable to be emotional. Men can only be a certain. Men can only do certain things. If you're not working and you're not the breadwinner, you're in problem. That leads to like abuse and alcoholism. And then if you are a man and you happen to be, what's wrong with a man wanting to be a house husband? Like,
actually,
if his wife is fine with it, like, why is it so bad?
Can
and
a
what is wrong?
husband and chill and watch TV all day?
You know,
if you want to do that, then why is that a problem?
You know, your husband just got fired. Why are you bashing him because you're the breadwinner? Like, that's bullshit. And that comes from patriarchy. You know, it's
so
things like that.
let's play a scenario. Let's say you married someone, right? And then you guys are both working. You run a studio, dance studio, theater. Speaking into his existence,
Yes. Okay.
And then he works in corporates, and then boom, COVID-19 hit. Now they had to downsize. He loses his business, he loses his source of income. Comes back home and says, "Yo, babe, Kim, listen, this is what happened at work. I'm going to try look for something, but for the next, I don't know how long it's going to be. You're going to have to carry the family." What is your take on that?
Well, because of the person that I am, I would be fine with it. And I think it's also because I know it's impossible. And I think that's another thing. Like, people are human beings. Things happen. And like, for me to, and there's actually a concept called husband bashing.
Husband bashing?
Yes, it's a thing.
I need to hear this.
Yeah, husband bashing is when the women bash their husbands because of what the woman expected or wanted the husband to be, or him having lost his job, or just him not living up to the man of the house idea.
Whatever that is.
Yeah, whatever that is, patriarchy. But anyway, so it's that. It's when the wife comes in and says, "But I'm the one that's doing this. What is wrong with you? You're a man. You're a man. Why can't you fix the pipes? What's wrong with you?" You know, and that's why, like, as much as, you know, the whole concept of patriarchy, a lot of people see it as men oppressing women. It's also, the god of it is male oppression, but it results in oppressed women because their fathers are on that concept, and then these oppressed women oppress their husbands, who oppress their kids, who oppress their partners, who just, so it's just a constant cycle. And that's what it is. And it's not seeing each other as, not seeing everyone as human beings that are also just trying to figure this thing out. If you are let go, it's not your fault. Like, why am I mad at you? Hopefully. But why am I? Then I don't love you. I don't know what that is.
Is it?
That's a business transaction. Yeah. So that's what I think. So what are we talking about?
We're talking about patriarchy. That's
yeah. So then it is also oppressive to, you know, women, but we always hear about this. But I just wanted to bring out the implications that it actually has on men as well, and it's a very, very sensitive matter because masculinity is a sensitive matter, and sometimes.
So should I stop writing about it now? No, my Karen. So
And sometimes also us women need to recognize that it's tough for our men out there, and also our men out there must realize that it's tough for our women out there.
How's it? Okay, so from my perspective, I've heard a lot, and I think I got tired. I think I not even lost patience. I got tired of hearing of all these hashtags against men. No, I got tired. Hashtag me too. Hashtag men are trash. Gender-based violence, you can do better. I get it. I'm not invalidating it. It's a very real thing.
Yeah.
And I'm all for women empowerment and women's conferences and, taking care of females because, my mother's female. I want you to do well. I want my sisters to do well. I want my cousins to do well. My friends to do well. I want everyone the female to do well. Right, cool. So I also have never really understood, like, if I'm married to someone and I start beating them, I don't know, that shows that I don't really like myself, because why are you beating her? She's your wife.
I mean,
she's your wife.
If
you don't love her now, you're not gonna love her anymore with a blue eye. Like,
I mean, it's like having your console and you love it, and then you just break it.
You just break it.
You just fuck it up.
Not my PlayStation. PlayStation 5 is coming out soon. Can't wait. So I get that.
Yeah.
But what I've started to think is we've been focusing on. For me, what I see is the focus is females, a lot on females, and a lot on what men are doing wrong. Okay, we know. Okay, but not we. Want to say the verbal we know. I know that there's a lot of things that we are getting wrong. Yeah. My question is, what are guys actually getting right? What is the good part? What are the good things that men are getting right out there? And what are the struggles from your perspective that men have to go through?
What are the struggles they have to go through?
What are some of the struggles that you see men facing?
Oh, pretty much what I've listed now.
Patriarchy,
Look, and I think sometimes, and I think what you're getting to is that sometimes it just gets too much. And that also, for me, leads to that concept of husband bashing that I'm talking about. And it's like a lot of interesting protests that have happened in the past few times, where it was a march and there's an anger towards something, but that's where it ends. I don't recall being to protests where there are viable solutions. And I mean, and it's like, this is why I always say, and this is also, I guess, what Bill Mandela did, is you need to speak your oppressor's language sometimes if you want to get things done. It just used to irritate me during protests when people would be talking like, hey, comrade.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, bruh, these people don't understand you.
Yeah.
They don't understand you when you're speaking like that.
Yeah.
Speak the way you speak when you're in a lecture and you're doing a presentation. Speak to them like that, because that's how they speak.
Yeah.
If you want to get shit done, do it like that. Don't just bash. And because now that also, and that's another thing. It's like, instead of us saying, brother, I see what you're going through, let's do this. We're just doing this, and it happened during the, I think it was Fees Must Fall, I can't remember, but it was when white privilege became a big thing.
Yes.
And I had a lot of friends, black friends, that were like, so this one white friend of ours, this girl, she's like, guys, what's white privilege?
Yeah,
and the girls were like, no, we're not friends anymore.
Why?
You can't ask me that question. And I was like, what do you mean? She's asking you what she doesn't know. So teach her, don't bash her. Teach her how to understand it and see it from a bigger perspective, because at her dinner table, they don't talk about white privilege. They don't know these things. She doesn't know. This is the first time you're exposing her to it. So teach her well and kill it. Like, this is like your marketing pitch for $1 million. Teach this girl. You don't know what difference she will make. And it's like that about the whole concept of, I see as women we're going through this, but now let's also see what our men are going through. Understand why he did it. The why doesn't mean it's good. It means now you know how to tackle the problem. Because if you're just going to shout, no one's going to hear anybody. You're going to just drive him off to do the same thing. He's going to beat another woman because your shouting irritated him. So you need to understand. You need to speak people's languages. You need to put yourself in people's shoes, whatever sex they are, whatever race they are, and then things can start happening from then on. I mean, I've made some really good friends with, you know, black males, older black males in their 30s, going late 30s, that are in therapy. And we were drinking this one day, 3 of us on the balcony, and we're talking about therapy like it's nothing. Oh yeah, my therapist said this. Oh, then I was worried about this. Oh, and then I thought this. And then I stopped and I was like, guys, we're literally talking about therapy like
it's casual.
Yeah, like it's not a, you know, this taboo or whatever. And I think it's very important. Yeah, and that's how it should be, especially because, you know, as we grew up as black people, we were taught that it's just not a thing, or you know, but it's actually so like, these are people that are very conscious people. They think before they, or even after they do something. If they weren't thinking, they think about it.
Humans, at least, take time to think about how you felt.
You know, and we can have some proper conversations where no one feels offended or no one feels, you know. Yeah, so I think we really, really, really need to just stop bashing. Like, I just feel bad because it reminds me of this. We were learning about this in one of the subjects. May have been Soch, may have been Psych, I don't remember.
Yeah.
But it was basically about how, you know, I always feel sorry for my black brothers. I think it's because I have them, and I know some
tough,
really dope ones, you know.
It's tough out here.
Yeah, and it's like...
why do you feel sorry for us? What's going on here?
Yeah, it was a concept that I'd learned, is that, you know, no matter where you are, even just firstly as a black man, but that'll get to my philosophical stuff later.
Yeah. Oh.
But you can be walking on the street, in the streets. You could be just dressed in your pajamas. Just because you're black and you're male, whoever's walking here, whether it's a white female, black female, Indian, doesn't matter, thinks something of you. And it's always negative, firstly. Negative. Doesn't matter if you are in a suit, but you're walking. Doesn't matter what your first thing is you bad. And then only later does that unravel. But even just that first thing. So we need to understand that we are all marginalized as well, you know. And our men have it hard because, as you were saying to me, it was being a female and black. Yeah. For men, it's being a male in a patriarchal society and also being black. Yeah. So now we've got it like a triple threat against us. Yeah, and now you're a breadwinner. Like, it's a lot. It's a real lot to carry, and people need to understand that, because the minute you actually really, really look deep into what especially black men are going through, it'll be easy for us to fix it. But until then, you're just gonna drive them back, because now we're adding on top of that as their black sisters. But then another thing is, I see where the sisters come from, is because we see our black men as kings and they're just gods. And so when we see them being bashed by other races, or when we see them bash us or look whatever, it's disappointing. Yeah. So it's like, you could do better, but you can't tell someone they can do better unless you realize why they aren't doing better. Yeah. So it's
that's another bar there.
Hey, I've been spitting them. Oh gosh, you better transcribe this.
No, I am. You can't tell a person to do better unless you can show them how they can do better. Right? Yeah. Because I mean,
until you understand why
they can't do better, why they can't do better. Yes, let me not mess up your quote here. You know?
Thank you. Jeez.
Because it's I think people sometimes don't want to take the time to really understand something. Like, just sit and think and try to understand what is going on, why it's actually happening. We just quick to jump in and criticize and bash. Like, let's say we have a black male. He's already going through hell, just got laid off. his wife is complaining, and then he turns on the TV, and then you've got all these protests that are going against men are trash. You can't do better. You're nothing. You're worthless. Now, what is that person who already has got childhood issues, who is already facing patriarchy and all these unrealistic expectations against them? How is that person supposed to do better? How are they going to grow? How are they going to learn? And also another thing, is it fair for me to expect you to act in a way that I didn't teach you?
No. That's why I think my status somewhere is forgive yourself for not knowing what you didn't know yesterday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Forgive yourself for something you did not know yesterday.
How
many bars are you going to give me on the show? You will be like 3 already, or you're going to go for a 4th. She's like the DJ Khaled of bars. Another one. Yeah? I'm
telling you. But yeah, like, you can't, if I don't know something, I don't know. And that reminds me of a tutorial I had. Remember those things at Rhodes?
Do you do your tat? Do you do your man tat, your philosophy tat, your search tat?
Dude.
Go do your tats.
So we're doing this tat. Tats were lame. I hated them.
Taking me back. Go to your tats. Yeah, you do your tat.
Yeah, so it's a tat group, so the practical, right? Yeah. And it's for this subject, existential conversations. I wish everybody in the world did it. I think there would be every human being would be better.
Yeah, which tat was this?
Existential conversations.
Existential conversations.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to go on Udemy and do a course on existential conversations.
Yes.
Yeah.
Philosophy department though. It was new though. So it came in 2016 when I was doing my postgrad. I needed a credit, so I chose that, and it was mind-blowing. It actually it's the best thing I could have ever studied.
Yeah.
So anyway, so we go to this tat, and the conversation, the topic is ethics and morals.
And morals, okay.
Okay, so we're talking about ethics, like, do good to other people, blah, 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 the normal what's. And this guy in the tat just sits there, and he's like, what if I don't know what ethics are? And then everyone's like, wait, what? He's like, what if I just don't know? I didn't grow up in a home that talks about ethics. I don't know what that is. What is that?
Yeah.
Everyone was like, well, you need to like be good to other human beings. He's like, I don't know what that is.
That's mind-blowing.
Everyone just froze. I'll never forget this moment. And he's this guy, he's got locks, they're long, and he's chilling in like slops and whatever, and he's just sitting there. Everyone's debating the topic.
Yeah. For
like 30 minutes, going. Then they're like, so what is your stance? He's like, I don't know what you guys are talking about. I don't know what this ethics thing is. What is it? Everyone tries to explain. He's like, I don't know it. Doesn't exist in my world. So am I a bad person? And that's actually what started the conversation, because he was actually a guest tutor, which was cool. But he stirred us up really well.
Y'all got pranked.
Yeah, we did.
You got punked.
Got punked hard.
You got Ashton Kutcher. That's what happened.
Yeah, we
that's
did.
Good.
But that was...
What was going through your mind when you heard this? Because I'm sure, based on what you're telling me, you went in with a presupposition that everyone here knows what ethics and morals are, hence we're in this class.
Yeah, and we're chatting away. He lets us chat and get fired up. Boom.
What went through your mind?
It was like it was like my mind just like system rebooting. I did not know what was going on here. Exactly. I was just like, huh? And everyone, and I remember like, because he was sitting like in the corner, everyone just turned and we're just like, what? And I thought to myself, I was like, what if he doesn't know it? And is he a bad person for not knowing it? And yeah, that was a question he left in our minds, and I was just like, whoa. And then in that subject, like, you have to kind of journal your lecture for Monday, and then the movie you watch based on the topic, and then Wednesday's the TUT and then like end of the semester, whatever, you hand in a journal. But it can be anything. You could paint, you could write a poem, but it must encapsulate the whole topic or each topic for that time. And that just caught. I didn't know what was. I still don't know the answer till today.
Where we asked the guest lecturer was like, guest tutor was like, I don't know what ethics and moral error is. That's mind blowing to me, because I'll admit something. I have been a bigot and prejudiced and biased and just an all round douchebag at times. Why? Because I used to wonder, why do people acting in a way that you're not supposed to act like that. You're not like for me, like where I'm from, like you're supposed to at least be driven, be passionate, and love what you're doing. You don't walk like that, you don't talk like that, and you know all these things. And then and also another thing from me when I started while I was at Rhodes, a lot of things turned on for me there. It's because I'm fortunate enough to have a strong father presence. Very fortunate enough. I know I'm very fortunate to have that. And then I used to talk about him and my mom and their marriage and how good he was and how great my mom was all the time. My mom said this, my dad said this. I'm like, all proud. And then this girlfriend of mine, I think it was the first year. I was like, I was just going in. Like my dad, I was just going in. And then her face changed. I'm like, what did I say something to offend you? What was happening? Then she went and she mentioned that her father was not present. She didn't go from like a quote unquote 2-parent household. It was rough. Her mother was acting a certain way. And I'm like, oh, now I understand why you're acting a certain way, because you come from a different environment and certain things that you were never exposed to, certain things that you didn't know. Not because you're malicious or you're a bad person or you're lost. It's you did not know. You weren't exposed to it, and that's why I'm like, okay. So now it's time for us to grow up now and try to understand another person. Try to understand where they come from and why they come from. I still believe you need to be held accountable for your actions. Definitely. For example, there's one guy, Dan Pena. He's a guy who creates wealth. He said a test that he gave. He had a question to say, let's say you're walking down the street with your mother, and some guy comes out and just punches your mother out of the blue, just clocks her. And then you asked, what would you do? Some people's answers were like, majority of the answers were like, I tried to understand what went wrong in his day for him to do that. No, he just punched your mother. He was like, what has that got anything to do with him having a good day? Like, you'd have to you keep me off him. Someone. You have to keep me off him to not kill him. Actually. Yeah, exactly. But what I get there is that you try to understand where people come from, and some people don't know what you know. And then I read a quote from one of my heroes, Malcolm X. He said, I don't judge a person for acting a certain way because there was a point in time where you did not know what you know now. So can you just please just calm down? Yeah. And it will literally just make your life so much easier. In relationships, in pretty much anything. Your sponges. Oh, yeah, I get it. I see it. Yeah, it just makes your life, like, it makes life bearable. It makes it easy for you to understand people. You know, I have some friends with some serious issues. Yeah. But I get them, and they love me because I get them. Other people don't get them. That's their problem. But for me, I'm like, this is so much fun. Like, what kind of human being are you? I've never met something like you, you know? And it's fun. And it's literally mind-blowing. It's like that moment when I got that thing that made me flow. Starts to flow, yeah. It's that thing that that helps you maneuver this life thing that we don't know much easier. Yeah. And it still boils down to you saying you need to understand that other people also don't have it figured out. Yeah. But there are levels as well. You know, just like you say, like, you still need to be accountable, and it's better when the person themselves is accountable. So that's why, like, introspection is so important. Yeah. But it's such a luxury. Is it? Yeah. Not everyone is aware of this thing called introspection. Not a lot of people are aware of the fact that they can
admit that the fact that they can see a wrong is the first best sign. People find it threatening or scary for some reason. It is scary because you have to face yourself and ask yourself why. But the minute you do that, you make it easier for other people as well to understand you. And it's just one of those things, like those friends that hide things from you, or people that hide, and you're just like, dude, if you had just told me that you are gay, it would have been like, I would have been protecting you if I had to, or whatever. But we are in this space together, so sometimes also other people, it's like everyone's responsibility in this. It's your responsibility to figure out inside you and introspect what is the issue and why is this the issue, which will make it easier for you to voice it out to those you trust, and therefore those who trust you will be able to take care of you as well, if they really, really love you. If they don't, then you leave, and it's fine. Someone who understands you will get you. There's always someone that understands. But other than that, peace out.
Peace out. A-Town.
A-Town.
No, that's and it's one of the hardest things is being afraid to be yourself, or being afraid to admit a weakness, being afraid to be vulnerable. I found it very difficult for a while for me to say I'm actually depressed at times, or I'm actually scared, or I actually don't know what I'm doing, and I feel lost at times. It's a very hard thing for you to do, because I think, do you think it's because we're afraid of being judged and not accepted and not being loved for if you were to show people who we really are?
I think so. And it's just like that thing I told you, where like, and it's a lot of things. People firstly don't care. Second, like it's crazy. People don't care. Like you'll be shocked at how many people care. I think the only reason people like making it seem like they care. Okay. But most of the time they don't. They care about themselves a lot. And I realized that the people that I'm myself with mostly are the people that dig me the most. I think, and then you also realize, I think as you grow older, that if this person's not for me, they're not for me. And it's fine, because there are people who are for you. But the only time you will actually have people who are for you is the minute you decide to be yourself, because then you'll have a serious, real backing. It's like, I know with, so I have two moms, but with my other mom, she's like, guys, tell me everything you do, so that if you're in a car accident or you're somewhere and they say Kim was in a car accident, she was drinking, she was smoking weed, and she had what, she'll be like, yeah, she Sounds did. Like yeah, it's her. So let me fetch my child, you know? So that's what she always says to us. And it's something like that. It's like the minute you get to that point, it's easier for people to defend you if they have to. And also defend you around other people whose energies don't click with yours. So it's like, if I bring you to this certain group of friends, and they don't vibe with you, I know why. And that's our thing. It just makes life easy. Like you literally just flow through life. The minute you just unlock that. But it is very difficult. Because you have to face some serious demons. You have to look at yourself hard.
It's not easy facing your demons, eh? Facing yourself.
No.
A person that's looking at you in the mirror with those eyes like this,
Exactly. Exactly. That is the toughest thing.
It is the toughest thing. I will sometimes look at myself in the mirror and I'm like, you have to go. Tired of you now. You need to stop doing this thing. This is me talking to myself, eh? Like, you went up on the ham. Enough now. Enough now. It's a crucifixion, and it's really, 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 really difficult. Okay, cool. So I want us to go into a speed round.
Okay.
Yeah, a speed round. Where I'll say a word, right, and then you give me the first thing that comes to your mind when I say this word. All right, cool. I can say Cape Town, and you can say Table Mountain. I can say airplane, and you can say
clouds.
Not going anywhere.
Good one.
And then you can say clicks. Not buying there. I'm sorry. All right, cool.
Okay.
First word, vulnerability.
Oh, open.
Open. Okay. Hip hop.
Culture.
All right. Jay-Z.
Wealth.
Wealth. You always think of money when it comes to Jay-Z. Not lyrical prowess. Nothing. Just
wealth.
Just wealth.
Embodiment. I could say artist, but I have to go deep.
You have to go deep.
Yeah,
Wealth. Okay. Cool. Money.
Paper.
What? I thought you were going to say Bentley or Ferrari. It's just paper to you, eh?
It's paper.
Explain.
Well, I just pictured paper because also, I think also because of just the amount of power that money has, but it's just a paper.
Just
That's
the concept,
why.
just the idea.
Yeah, like it's this paper, but it's so powerful beyond description. That's what makes me think of it.
All right, cool. Black woman.
Strong.
Black men.
Stronger.
Stronger. You hear?
It's actually meant to be the other way around, but I can't take it back.
Yeah, you can't take it back. No edits here. All right, cool. COVID-19.
Ugh.
That's enough.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Laughter.
Joy. That's so lame, actually.
No, it's the first thing that came to your mind. It's okay. It's okay.
Okay.
All right, philosophy.
Ooh, that painting. I don't know why. That painting.
Yeah, that's an interesting thing. That's actually a rug back there. It's a rug that's just hanging there.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, it's like a rug that's sitting there. It's better like
basically philosophy layers.
Philosophy and layers. Okay, all right, cool. All right, so world number one.
I don't know what that is.
All right, cool. All right, who is the world number one to you?
No. Oh, so now it's a question. Because I was like, I don't know what that would even look like.
Yeah, is it?
That's why I said I don't know what that is.
You don't know what it is? Okay, cool. All right, cool. Last one, future.
Phew. Strength. Sure.
Strength.
After this year in itself, sure. Yeah, strength. And I mean strength for everybody. Our kids, like I worry about the kids that have to go to school in masks and can't touch and hug and play and
oh my goodness.
like I feel so bad. I saw this little white boy. His mom was dropping him off at school, and he had that one, the one with the cover,
shield.
the shield, yeah. And he just looked so sad to go to school. And I was like, our poor kids are growing up with masks. Like, at that age, you're kissing girls on the cheek and laughing and running around and you're wrestling with your boys and you're pushing girls and they push you back and you're falling on bicycles. Like, now it's like, that's why I'm like strength for everybody, for parents, for the newborn babies that are just born, like
the coronials.
The coronials, our teenagers that are just entering teenagehood, like, what is this? Sure.
Yeah, like our former president knew something when he was like, yeah, you're in there. Then.
You stand for it.
Yeah, he understands it.
It's
all right,
fine.
Cool. So this was so the next part it was a suggestion that one of the viewers I said, okay, so what do you want to see when the YouTube channel goes up, podcast goes up? What do you want to hear? And someone suggested that my guest should interview me.
Okay.
And ask me questions.
Okay.
Or like 2 questions that you want to know. So now you've got all access. And this has never happened before.
Oh, is it?
No, it hasn't happened before. I don't say people ask me questions. I'm like, no.
You're the question
asker.
Other
than book launches, other than this just doesn't happen. So I'm going to allow you to ask me anything that you want to ask, anything that you really wanted to know. And I'll do my best to answer you, Kim.
Okay.
You can have the privilege of being the first one to do this.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay. First question.
Yeah.
What, and this might sound cliche, but it's not cliche. It's actually deeper why I'm asking you this. But firstly, what really drove you to do what you're doing right now?
What really drove me to do what I'm doing right now is in these podcasts.
What was that? Everything.
The books, the writing, the speaking.
Yes. What was that thing that made you take that brave leap of faith? Because this is brave, especially as like an entrepreneur. You're an author as well, life coach, and everything like that. It's not easy. And I always see you being consistent. You're constantly pushing. You're constantly working. I can see the work in everything you do. Like, what was that thing? Like that switch for me?
Oh, yeah.
What was that switch for you?
They call it the day that turned your life around.
Yes, that one.
For me, you know what? I think I think it was grade 6, and then I was underperforming academically, or just in life in general, sports, academics, drama, all that stuff. Okay. And my dad asked me, am I going to be anything in life? They didn't say it that way, but that's what I heard. And then I said, let me actually try. Because I was just coasting, and let me actually try. And then the results were good. Academics went up, and then people said, oh, you're actually good at speaking, you're actually good at doing all these things. And then I would see other people achieving things that I was like, I want to do that. I want to go after that. Why can't I make the most of myself? Why can't I make the most of my body and my mind? And I want to read as many books as I can, write as many books as I can, help as many people as I can. And then when I found out that I had a natural affinity for speaking to people and helping people and just in some way, shape, space, or form making their lives better, that's when I was like, I actually like what I'm doing. And then I also got tired of being afraid. I got tired of being afraid to do things. I got to be afraid to ask girls out. I got tired of doing that. I got tired of being underperforming when I know I could do better. And then I said to myself, you know what, I remember writing in a journal that I kept, and I was like, I actually want to live a very exceptional and extraordinary life. Because the opposite, I know what the opposite is. It's not fun at all. Yeah. It's not fulfilling at all. So I want to do as much as I possibly can. That's why in high school and in varsity, I'm sure you know this, even now, I'm working hard at pretty much everything. I'm doing a lot of things in leadership and in business and all these things. So I think for me, it really got emotionally strong for me around, I think I was like 17. And then that's when I was like, I made a decision that I'm going to do the best that I can. And then when you find out that you can do something, you ask yourself the question, so what else can I do? And what new barrier can I reach? Who else can I help? What more can I do? You know, all these things. So that is, that's the switch. And then also I'm seeing other people out there and I'm like, why not me? Why can't I do that? I saw Joe Rogan sign $100 million contract. I'm like, yeah, even me, I want. You know? And I'm like, you know, I'm seeing Trevor Noah do so many great things, Black Coffee do so many great things, Kevin Hart do so many. There's people doing great things, and I said, I know that I can do the same. So why not push it? And then some people will ask the opposite question. Why would you do that? Why would you ask the same question you asked? Why would you do that? Why would you stress yourself? Why would you be so brave? Why would you just do all these things? And I said, I heard this from Jim Rohn when he said the opposite questions should be asked. Why not?
Yeah.
Why not see how much you can do, how much you can grow, what you can become? You know, why not? Because if you don't ask, the answer's always no. And if you quit, the answer's always no as well.
Exactly.
So might as well just go after the highest and the hardest things possible. And I heard someone say, if you do what's easy, your life will be hard. And if you do what's hard, your life will be easy. Bars. More bars than a prison, baby. That's what I've got. So That's what really drives me. And I know what the opposite is. So I don't want to get to the end of my life whenever it is. And I don't know when the end of life could be. It could be 35, it could be 40, it could be tomorrow, it could be whenever it is. I don't want to look back and say, you know what, I didn't do all that I could have done every single day. And it's hard. It's a crucifixion. It's a sacrifice that needs to be made every single day. So I say to myself, I want the absolute best of everything. Yeah. And to help other people get the best of everything. Because if I do it just by myself and I kick down the ladder and people don't climb, have you done something though?
You know?
Have you really?
You know? Because we need to all go on that yacht, on our own yacht.
All of us yonder.
Parked next to each other together.
Yeah, so I want to do things that scare me. So even in Vasa, I did ballroom and that's been dancing for about 6 years.
I think I remember you mentioning something like this to me.
Yeah, I did. No, I did. I was good.
Maybe you were hitting on me.
Kim.
Like Kim, I danced too.
Yeah, isn't it you're blazing everyone there?
I was.
I'm like even me.
You had to pull your socks up.
Bet you can't cha-cha as well. So it's all those things. Just do things that make you uncomfortable. So and people find something like this uncomfortable. Speaking to people and trying to understand and learn. And I want to learn as much as possible. Yeah. Because I honestly believe I'm ignorant about a lot of things. And so the best way for you to not be ignorant is to learn. How do you learn? You listen to other people and speak to other people. And so with podcasting and speaking and learning from other people, if I don't know something, let's try find the answers. And I am open to being wrong. I want to be told, Jabulu, what you were talking the other day is nonsense.
Yeah.
Okay, once that's nonsense, what is the right answer?
See, just like what I was talking about. It's seeing, okay, this is it. So how do we fix this together?
Yeah, how do we
answer this question?
Yeah, how do we fix it? How do we fix it? People focusing on the problem all the time. On the problem all the time. Like, how do we fix it? Okay, we want opportunities. Yeah. We want people to speak out. Want people to be excellent. Want people to win. Okay, let's help each other.
Okay, how are we going to do this? How must people speak better?
Yeah.
Then we're talking. Now we're talking. Who do we talk to?
Exactly. And it's, and I'll be honest, Kim, it's a very lonely road.
I can imagine.
It's a very lonely road. The guy, he wasn't playing when it was like, he was not joking because it's not to say that I'm special or anything, but it's a decision that you're making to go opposite to what other people are doing, what people are going. And sometimes you can't take your mother with you. You can't take your dad with you. You can't take your brother, your sister, your friends, or your uncles and aunties, and your crew members and your colleagues, and you can't take it. Sometimes you have to walk this road alone for yourself, but sometimes not by yourself, and you're going to be misunderstood. I've been misunderstood my entire life, I believe. I don't think anybody really gets me. Like, I don't know. I don't you really get me, but it's a very, very, it's a tough thing. It's a lonely road, but I would rather go walk this path than the opposite, because I can tell you, I know what the opposite is. It's, and life is supposed to be an adventure. You're supposed to make the most of yourself. And if you're not making the most of yourself, I believe that you're dying. So that's where it really, really came from.
Okay.
You've got one more question that you can ask.
Okay. And but now I have two, because I don't want to influence.
Ask.
Okay. So what was your scariest moment in this whole thing? What was the scariest moment where you were like, phew, or the toughest
Scariest or the toughest?
What was the closest where you're like, fuck this, actually?
I don't know if I'm going to make it out alive. Wow. It's been so many. For me, there was a time, I think the scariest thing is not knowing how you're going to make something happen. So I think for me, the time when it was really tough was, I think I did not know where the money was going to come from. And I felt no one was there for me. And no one had the answers, and I had to find the answers myself. It's tough. It's a crucifixion. So when I said that, I think let's go back to when I wrote my first book, Inspired Success.
Okay.
Yeah. First one. Second one was also hard, but the first one was scary because, I'm a virgin in this thing. It's scary, you don't know what you're doing, and it's tough. And so a mentor of mine came to me and said, you should write a book. And I said, I don't know what I'm going to write about, how I'm going to do it. I just come back from Las Vegas and I spent every single cent I had. And I've only been working this is my second year of working. How much money do you really have when your second year of working?
Yeah,
not
true.
much.
Not that much.
So I spent everything, all my savings, everything of it was gone. He said, go out and write a book. And I had no money and I was doubting myself. I had these ideas and things I was really passionate about, and I didn't know how I was going to make it happen. I couldn't ask anybody for money at all. Couldn't ask my parents for money, my two roommates for money, because they were like, you stay here at a reduced rate of rent, but you have to figure this out for yourself. So I had to sit and think, and then also you working a 9 to 6 as a consultant. So 9 to 6 jobs, not 9 to 5, 9 to 6. You work a lot, and only work on weekends, and then you need to take the time to go to all these seminars, speak to all these people. So I was like, I don't know how I'm going to do it, and I've got no mind. I'm not mad. I don't have any money. All my savings are gone. I just came back from trying to see the best personal development coach at that time, Tony Robbins. And I came back and I'm like, wow, what am I going to do? And then writing a book is a very intimate experience. I think writing a good one. It's very, because there's a lot of the thing that you said, introspection that we're afraid of. You need to do a lot of introspection, and it's really tough for people to really look at themselves and say, this is a real tough thing. I was writing about emotions, and then I had to face the times where I was depressed and suicidal. I was suicidal twice. I was almost successful. That doesn't sound right. They call it complete suicide. Yeah. So I was almost successful once when I was 17, and I had to really dig down deep to bring the best out of it. And when I had this product, Inspired Success, I'm talking about commitment, responsibility, action, value of time, building wealth, speaking, and all these things. And I had a bit of imposter syndrome. I'm like, who the hell am I to be writing this and to be speaking to people about this? And that was a really dark moment for me, because I'd written this. I didn't know where the money was going to come from. I was doubting myself, and I had to go through a dark place of introspection. I was like, no. I think I don't judge people for wanting to fantasizing about heaven, because sometimes living is not even something. Living is hard. So I was in a very dark moment, at that time. So I was like, how am I going to get out of this? But then I realized I'm writing about inspired success, and I'm writing about persistence and grit and all these things. So I sort of wrote the book for myself at that moment in time. So I was able to live that. But it's this thing they call life. I don't care what it is that you want to do. There's going to be times where you're like, I can't make it out here. I don't know, time out. And that was a really, really dark moment. 2015, 2016. The book came out 2017. So I think leading up to that, 2016 going into 2017, that was a very, very, very dark time, because all these things are coming together. You don't have money. You do have a bit of a safety net, but you don't have the money. You don't have the time, and then you go into this deep place. You have imposter syndrome. You don't know how you're going to make it. And I was literally doing this thing by myself. So I had to really go and figure it out: who the writer is, who the editor is, who the designer is going to be. How am I going to write this book? Or how am I going to go on book tours and all these things? So it was really tough. And I think moments like that happen when you're going to another level. So they say new levels, new devils. When you're going to another level, you're going to have to die to the person that you used to be. And dying to your old self is so difficult.
It is.
Because now, like, you're being born again. Like the person that was before Inspired Success, I don't know who the person is. And the person before you are a business is completely different, because you need to die every single day. But that was, it
Yeah.
was really tough.
No, I can tell.
It was
Jeez.
really, really tough, really tough.
Yeah.
Jose Cuervo was a friend of mine. No, I'm kidding.
He's
He was
still my friend.
They're still your friend, still your friend. All right, so you said you had another one?
Oh, yes. And then it boils down to, yeah, so we were talking about these things and these serious moments, but how do you have fun?
How do I have fun?
Yeah.
Well, how explicit can we go here?
We can go raw.
We can go raw. That's what you said. No, I'm kidding.
It is.
How do I have fun? FIFA. I'm telling you, me and FIFA. Yeah. I've been playing FIFA for all 20 years that it's been around. FIFA is a great time for me to have fun. The gym, now that it's open and you get back into it. Squat rack, lightweight baby. Everybody wants to be a bodybuilder. Nobody want to lift no heavy ass weight. That's how I have fun. Reading light stuff, and not for research. Reading light stuff, and also YouTube. YouTube is my homie Joe. We're just watching mindless stuff on YouTube just to have fun. Just watching the skits and watching, Godfather videos, and also just hanging out with friends and just talk things that just have nothing to do with anything. It's actually a good thing that you can sit with someone the entire day and talk about absolutely God, nothing.
That's the best. Those are the most precious moments.
Oh, we just talk like we've been at it for 6 hours, but what have you been talking about?
Was this relevant?
Was this relevant?
Yes.
Who cares? Who cares, bro? Who cares? So that's how I would like to have some downtime and have fun. I would watch some South Park. Stand-up watch a lot of stand-up comedy. Stand-up comedy. My favorite comedian is Dave Chappelle now.
I'm so sad that the Chappelle show had so little episodes. Like I know there's the new latest Dave Chappelle now.
Yeah.
But I loved, and I only started really watching it.
Yeah.
This year.
Yeah.
That thing was dope, bruh.
That's the greatest sketch comedy
and the time
of all time. I'm Rick James, bitch.
Rick James, bitch.
Rick James.
On the couch.
And then Black Bush and then Clayton Crispy. And
all of them. The house thingy.
Yeah.
The white girl comes with her boyfriend, and then he ends up hooking up with. Oh, and Eddie Murphy's brother. He was
Charlie.
Charlie Murphy.
Charlie Murphy was really good.
He was. Yeah, no, the Chappelle show was just my favorite.
Yeah, Chappelle show, but Dave Chappelle is amazing.
I wish there were more.
Yeah, and then 50 million dollars in Africa, and then I was actually fortunate when he came down to South Africa. I went to go watch him. Guy is amazing.
I wish we had known earlier. You see, it's shows like that. You see, like for him, like for example, the content there took him actually really looking at this black life that we live, and literally, like for you to portray what he portrayed in the manner that he did, requires some serious introspection,
definitely,
and extrospection.
Actually, and watching this thing is not like the other.
Yeah, and then also being able to ask other black people, why do you find this funny?
Yeah.
If I am ridiculing it,
it's
because Sinjalo. So, what can we do? But everyone just saw it as like, for me, I'm looking at them, I'm like, oh snap.
Dave Chappelle is a philosopher. He's not a comedian.
He was very like the things that. Especially, that's why I'm like, earlier one, it was more funny, comical, but now it's like, serious. And
very
the people
serious.
that, even his latest stand-up,
Sticks and Stones.
Sticks and Stones, even the people that spoke there, the things they were saying about him, you can see, like he definitely,
he's just like a lot of commentary. Like he's my favorite comedian right now.
Yeah, he is.
Right now, he's my favorite comedian. I'm like, why did I not catch on to Dave Chappelle earlier on? Like his earlier stuff, Killing Me Softly, and For What It's Worth, and all these stand-up.
All the other, I don't know. All of the ones I've seen.
I went and I watched all of them. I was like not all of them. I watched the ones that I was I could watch.
Yeah.
He's absolutely my favorite. Dave.
Yeah.
Come on the show, bro. Like, I'm a fan here. I'm a fan here. I'm a fan here. I got some weed. No, I don't. So that's how I went down and I have fun. But I can really be open and honest and say that I have far more dark days than I do have lighter days. It's I don't know why it is, but I have far more dark days than I have lighter days I have fun days.
I see that.
Because I think it's because I'm constantly dying to myself, constantly kidding myself. You know, when you learn something new, you die to your old self, and
like
that's
you
uncomfortable.
said, yeah.
That's very uncomfortable. So so that's how I have fun. I'm not the typical guy that go out and just go looking for girls and all these types of things because I want to learn. Mfundani klapi, like really mfundani, really. So that's how I like really have fun. Also, learning is fun for me. But yeah, if I want to have a really lazy day, it's FIFA, stand-up comedy, and if I have to go out, it's not going to be to the clubs. I got tired. Rhodes killed that for me. I was priming all the 69 Maras. No, I'm okay.
That's why I'm grateful for Rhodes. I'm like, thank you for showing me in the times that I needed to know these things.
Now I'm cool.
Now I can come back.
I don't need to know Sway. I don't need to know Taboo. They're great places. A house party is great for me. A house party where they are playing house.
Or a bar. It's heaven.
Or a
Take
bar.
me to the tavern.
The tavern where they're playing quite good music. That's
a pub. Sorry, they call them pubs now.
Pubs. Yes, yeah. Pubs. Comedy clubs. Movies. I'd like to the actual cinema. Go to the cinema and watching something because when I go to the cinema, I know I'm watching a movie.
I'm here. Yeah.
So that's how I wind down and I have fun. But to that, I have far more dark days than lighter days.
Yeah.
It is what it is. It ain't what it ain't. It's funny because my name Jawulu means happiness, but I don't know.
But no, that is why I was asking, is because considering the entrepreneurship side of it, I know it can be, like you mentioned, it can be a lonely journey. So I just wanted to know if you're doing things that do keep your spirits up. Well, obviously this keeps your spirits up, but obviously you need time out from it. Definitely. So I just wanted to know if you're at least doing stuff that is fun. Yeah,
I do, definitely. I do have fun. My mother's going to listen to this, so I can't go into too much.
Yeah, because I know you are a fun person.
Yeah.
So I just want to know, okay, are you fine?
Nizwil, I'm a fun person. No, I definitely, I love having fun. One of my favorite sayings is be humble and have fun. If you're humble, you're always learning. You're not bigots and prejudiced, and you're open to being corrected and being wrong, and have fun with it. They don't be so serious, taking offense to everything. You know, like, I mean, I've lost patience with people who take offense to everything. Everything. I'm triggered. Like we were joking. You're triggered for everything. Like, I want to go to the gym. Oh, I'm triggered because I'm afraid of COVID-19. Me getting something at the gym, so you're triggering me. Don't say that. I'm like, what? No, come on now.
Come on. It's too much now. It's too much.
Let's not be unnecessarily triggered. I think
there are people going through some real
people are going through triggers. Real issues, real trigger issues for you to be triggered because I said I want to go to the gym and you're afraid of, you don't want to. What? Anyway, like we didn't get into the whole social justice warrior movement and being cancelled and being fetched and all these things. So
no, it is a wild world out there.
Yeah, it is a wild world out there. So so that's been me and Kim. And Kim Mkhushulwa, like a friend of mine, and that's been us on the 14th episode of the NJ podcast, and she dropped a lot of bars. She dropped more bars that exist in Alcatraz prison. When she was talking about dancing, she said that you need to be in it because if you're not, that's the energy that you're going to give out. One of the other bars that you dropped, you said that how can don't expect a person to do better unless you understand why they can't do better. That was fire. That was fire. So you can take those and I'll quote you on that. And that has been us. And she was the first person to interview me on my own show.
Yeah.
I hope
Yes.
privileged are you? So, guys, remember that success is a progressive realization of a worthy ideal, and that means that you're doing what you've always wanted to do, and not because another person's forcing you to do so. So I want you to go out there and change the world, because you are the only person who can. Thank you very much for joining me, Kim.
Thank you for having me.
Success is the progressive realization of a worthy ideal.
I'm gonna show you how great I am.